Hi, it's Barbara Greenlee with Green Moon Stamp Studio, and this is just a little video to show you how to do this fun fold. This is a double flap triangle fold card, and I'm going to show you how to make one of these. Whoops, fold it the right way. Let's get started. Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do this cool fun fold card. This is a double flap triangle fun fold. We've got something on the front to hold it closed if you want to. You just move this over when you're building the card so that you can tuck it under. And we've got a black card base. So let me show you how we build the card base. We're going to take one sheet of 8.5 by 11 black cardstock. We're going to cut it in half at 4 1/4, the long ways. Then we're going to score the side, each side, that is, each half. Oops, don't use the cutting blade. Use the scoring one at 5 1/2. Same with the other one, 5 1/2. Then we're going to cut. These two pieces will become our card base. They'll be taped in the center and then they'll fold over. So for one of the sides, we're going to cut a triangle down like this from the score mark, top of the score mark, down to the point. And then you will just do the opposite on the other one. On this one, we're going to go down to that point. So score line to the point. Okay, so now we have our two sides. They'll go like this. They'll fold in together. And I usually like to fold this direction, so I'm going to flip them and fold into the mountain fold. That one did not get scored very deeply. Let me run the scoring over it one more time. Okay, that's better. Okay, so now we're going to score this. Fold this. And we're going to fold the other one. Make sure that you're folding the correct way. This one is going to go that direction, and the other one is going to go in the opposite direction. Okay. So now we can tape the back together. Make sure that everything folds in nice. If one way doesn't fold in very nice, then you can just put the other one on top and try it that way to see which way it folds the best. That one folds the best, so I'm going to tape this one to the back. So just going to line that up. Okay, and there's the basis of our card. Now we need some designer paper to go on the top. So let me grab my Glorious Gingham here. This is a 6x6 pack. And in order to make those triangles on the front, we're just going to do some marks. So we want to mark 4 inches from one side. So 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. So I'm going to make a little mark. And then we're going to go down on this side to 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 from this edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4. Right there. Okay, so that's going to be our triangle right there. So let's cut that. So you just want to cut your marks off. Okay, there's one triangle. And then we're going to make the triangle going the other way. So same thing. We want to mark the other side. So this is going to be, make sure that we're doing it right. So this mark up here is going to be the 4. I have this fancy mat that's not marked with, it's just, it has the measurements, but it doesn't have the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. And then down this side, we want it to be 5 1/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4. Okay. So now let's cut from this mark to this mark. And it's going to leave you with kind of a men's tie shape on this 6x6. Big enough scrap to do something with for sure. When I was doing these for my stamp club, I used my little scraps like this and made a little tiny one for their technique book. So everybody likes putting the little miniature samples in the technique book. Okay, so let's double check that this fits well. Yep, that was a great angle on there. You can always, you know, adjust it a little bit if you didn't quite get your angle good. Everything looks good. And we are going to use liquid glue for this. That way we can make sure that we get it in the right spot. It's hard to get your tape runner in those corners on the triangle. So liquid glue is the way to go. And you can just slide it into place. Press it down for a few seconds. It's much less confusing to work with it open like this, I think. So we're looking at the back of the card. That way you don't get confused by all the different layers of the card base being on top of each other. Put that one in place. And there you have your double flap triangle fun fold card. All you have to do is decorate it. Now I used shimmer paper, shimmer paper. I think it's called fine shimmer. Oh, no, it's soft shimmer. So this soft shimmer has Berry Burst, A Bubble Bath, Lost Lagoon, Night of Navy, and Pretty Peacock. So it is Pretty Peacock. Actually, I think this is the Lost Lagoon. The Pretty Peacock would be darker. So yeah, you have a lot of choices in there. So I just heat embossed this with black embossing powder. And I'm using the Stamped with Love stamp set. I love this little post office box. I'm going to slide it off my table and make sure that it's in there thick. Get some black embossing powder on there. And this soft shimmer paper will curl up quite a bit when you heat emboss it, but that's okay. We'll just use a lot of dimensionals to hold it down. And then I also, in this first sample I didn't emboss that, but I decided I wanted to, so we're going to emboss that piece too. This little letter with the pen. You could use your embossing buddy too if you want to. Oh, I want to put a message on it. Let's see, I want to do the I like you on this one. And it's hard to see where, I think I'm going to go ahead and get the powder on there so that I don't miss. Makes it a little bit easier to see. Okay, so there's that. Now let's heat emboss. I went and got my tweezers. Okay, that looks to be all shiny. Okay, let's heat emboss this. I went and got my tweezers so I don't burn my fingers. Okay, I think that's, let's take a look. Okay, that is all done. Yeah, I love these new tweezers. These are part of the embossing toolkit. All right, so there aren't any dies with this, so we're just going to hand cut these out. I did, prior to this, do a little envelope so that I could highlight the envelope. I think that is a cool little touch. I saw another card where somebody did that, and it's like, oh yeah, that is exactly what this needs. So the items in this stamp set are easy to cut out because they all have straight lines. So not a big deal that there isn't dies to cut. I didn't leave any kind of white around this envelope because it's already got a nice embossed border. Then I'm going to use glue dots to put this down right on top of the other one. Then it looks like there's an actual piece of mail coming out of the mailbox. Love that. And then you're just going to hand cut this out. I did leave a border when cutting this one. Again, it's pretty easy to cut out since it's just straight lines. And same with this one, although this one I did do a little bit of coloring on. So this one I used the metallic enamel effects, and I just squeezed a little bit in some plastic. Just need a little drop. I might need more than that, we'll see. And I used that to color the pen so that I could have a gold pen. Yeah, I need a little bit more. Trying to be a little bit too conservative there. Just don't want to waste it. So the first time I did it, I poured out too much. So just paint your pen gold. It does help that it is heat embossed so that it's easier to stay in the lines. And once it starts to dry, go back over the first areas that you painted. Kind of gives it a second coat. So that gives you your gold pen. And you'll want to wash your brush fairly quickly so that it doesn't dry on there. And then I colored my postage stamp too with Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock to match my paper. So there's that. And then you're just going to cut out this there we go. Got a little bit close to the edge there, but I can make it around the pen. So this is just a scrap of white, and I actually used thick white because I need this to be a little sturdier since it's going to hold closed the pressure of this fancy fold. The flap on there is going to have a little bit of pressure, so doing your thick white will give you a little bit extra oomph to hold that down. So you're just going to put dimensionals there, and that's going to hold that down. Bent my pen a little bit. So you'd want to not put dimensionals where it's, you know, not going to touch the paper. So just put dimensionals right in this area, like right there. And then same with this. If you put it on an angle like I did, you want to not put any dimensional right there. And then for the inside, I just have a regular white 5 1/4 by 4, and then some of this Masterfully Made paper, designer paper. It goes so well with this color palette. Has the same colors as the fine shimmer, or I'm sorry, soft shimmer. And this has words on it, so you want to make sure if you're using this paper that you have it with the words up. Made it just a tad too wide. There we go. And then I'm going to tape this inside. This will really help it stand out. When I first was designing the card, I was going to use something a little more neutral across there. But then I discovered that something a little more flowery and would stand out that much better. So There we go. So that's that. Now we need to put the dimensionals on. So like I said, don't put any dimensional in that upper corner there. And try to uncurl it a little, but probably the best thing to do is to use some edging. Oh, here's one that's got some edging. That'll make it stand out straight. Let's see which corner, that corner. That'll help it stand straight. Get some more edging. These are black dimensionals, but it doesn't matter. This is not going to be all that see-through. Let's put a little bit across the bottom. We'll just make our own dimensionals, right? And then one more right there. We'll just have a mix and match. Whatever works, whatever you have handy. Okay. So that goes right there. And then we're gonna, this wasn't done with the dimensionals. So on this one, we want to put one right there. Let's see, that part's going to stick up, so we'll concentrate them over here. There goes my clock. I love our little old-fashioned clock, mantle clock. Okay. Right about there. Okay. There you have it. There's your fun fold double flap triangle card. I hope you enjoyed it.